Good morning and welcome to another short devotional for Black Rock Baptist Church and also Morristown Baptist Church. This morning, our focus verse comes from the book of Ecclesiastes. It's chapter 3 and verse 1. And I want to talk to you about grieving life's losses. Life is tough. This world is broken and nothing seems to work perfectly. Your body doesn't work perfectly. The weather doesn't work perfectly. The economy doesn't work perfectly. And no relationship works perfectly. Life is full of losses. And you learn to rise above life's inevitable losses. You need to understand a couple of truths that will give you a better perspective if you're going to do that. First of all, God doesn't expect you to be happy all the time. There's a myth that Christians should be always smiling, always happy, always cheerful, but the Bible says there's a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 and 4. Sometimes the only appropriate and logical response to life is grief. The Bible says you should grieve over your losses, including your disappointments, your sin, the suffering in this world, and your friends who are spiritually lost. God doesn't expect you to be happy all the time. In fact, He wants you to be intentional in your grief. And secondly, grief is essential to your health. If you never grieve over anything, it means one of three things. You're out of touch with reality, you're out of touch with your own emotions, or you just don't love. When you love and you see sad things, grief is a natural response to that. Grief is a healthy and emotional help in our lives. It is God's gift that keeps us from getting or helps us to get through the transitions of life, the difficult times. Maybe you were hurt many years ago when you were just growing up. Maybe your parents divorced. Maybe you were abused. Maybe you were hurt by something that somebody said about you. As a child, you didn't know how to grieve in a healthy way, so you just pushed it down deep inside of yourself. But you need to grieve that hurt. Why? Because if you don't grieve, you get stuck emotionally. And you spend the rest of your life trying to react to something that happened a long time ago and taking it out on people around you, which is very, very unhealthy. David talked about this in Psalm 32, verse 3. He said, I kept things to myself. I felt weak deep inside me. I moaned all day long. The bad things that happen to you are not your choice, but grief is a choice. You've got to let yourself mourn the losses of life so that you can move forward to emotional and spiritual health. God bless. Have a wonderful day, and until we meet again, let's continue to exchange prayers daily.